Aloha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Kunani Patrol, the educational and inspirational podcast with the goal of creating a community of optimal human beings. I am your host, Mikuni Munsayak, and today's optimal human being is Cherae Kahealani Pascua. Cherae, please give the listeners a brief background of yourself, please.
All right. Well, you guys already know my name. Where do I begin? I'm a mother. I have a 8-year-old son. I run my own business. I run transformational boot camps on the island of Oahu. I do via Zoom, so I can connect with everybody across the country and eventually, hopefully, across the world and all over the state of Hawaii. I've been doing it for the past 5 years. I absolutely love what I do. Super passionate about helping people become the best version of themselves. Yeah, like I said, I started this 5 years ago, kind of just threw my hands up in the air, quit my job, and I was like, let's go. Like, I'm done being a server. Fuck it. I'm over it. And yeah, here I am now. I am an ex-Olympic athlete. I used to compete, on the Olympic level, way back, right out of high school, living out at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs for about 5 to 6 years. I guess you can say I do what I do now for a living, pursuing, chasing my dreams and helping others chase their dreams, because I know what it's like to throw one of your biggest hopes and dreams away. So here I am, not letting that get the best of me and still trying to pursue the intention is the same, although the paths are different, like the reason why I wanted to be an Olympic gold medalist was because I wanted to share my story and what it took to get there, so that people that have been through things in their life, can see my story and be like, wow, she's been through all of that and here she is. She still became successful, which is what I am doing now. But now that's just another piece of my story to where I am headed. What else? And I play music from, aside from my fitness life, I'm a musician. I like to sing. I do gigs all around Hawaii. That is my passion. That is the one thing that helps me heal. That's how I express myself. If I could choose one thing. And again, I do it because I want to help people feel, that it's okay to have emotion. And I just want to be able to connect with everyone, no matter what it is that I do. Everything that I do is so that I can connect and just inspire. It sounds so cliche, but yeah, that's the goal, is to inspire people, and not just inspire them and they're like, oh, wow, that's so awesome. It's like, how do I get them to take action, within themselves?
Yeah,
So that's a little bit about me.
I see on your Instagram that you're really big on the mental aspect being greater than the physical aspect. Can you talk to us a little bit about the mental coaching that you do?
I believe that if you get your mind right, the physicality of everything will automatically happen. A lot of people are, I don't like to use the word weak, but weak physically because mentally, they're mentally not strong enough yet. Yeah. Or they feel they're not capable. So once they change their mental aspect, how they view themselves, how they need to learn to speak life, into themselves, into others. So once you get your mind right, everything will follow. Yeah. So I'm very heavy on mindset and what's going on inside, mind body connection.
Let's talk about mindset. Let's talk about Kahea and her mindset. What do you do to make sure that you fill yourself with these positive messages to make sure that life doesn't get you down? What do you do on a regular basis?
Well, let's keep it real. It's a roller coaster. Some days are high, some days are low, and some days I'm not motivated. Some days I'm extremely motivated. But the one thing that I feel is very important to me personally that keeps me going regardless my emotions is discipline. Yeah, so discipline is being able to function and getting what you need to get done regardless of how you feel. But the truth is, every day is a battle. We're human. Yeah. Every day we get hit with unexpected things. You know, people may look at you as the strongest person in the world mentally based off of social media. I do my best to post about my shitty stuff, you know. But like I said, discipline is the one thing that keeps me going. And I can honestly say when you have a child, it helps you stay very disciplined because, you know, you got to be a good role model. You have to be a good role model. You have to be able to put food on the table for them, you know, and provide them with shelter. So when you have a purpose and a reason why, that's what keeps me going as well. Discipline and your why and having purpose, you know, and doing everything with intention, with meaning. Not just doing it because whatever. Yeah. Because that's the thing that's going to keep you going every day. Your why.
That's powerful. Yeah. A lot of people don't have that reason why. And I feel like that's why they struggle with getting motivated or inspired to do anything bigger than themselves, is because they don't have a reason why. And it's not bigger than their excuses. Yeah.
No, that's true. And the truth is excuses are real. I mean, we all have them. Yeah. They're totally real. But we get too comfortable with them. Yeah, we get too comfortable with using that as a crutch. And we fall back like, you know, this is what's going on. That's what's going on. My dog ate my homework, you know. I stayed up late last night. You don't know what happened at work. It's like the whole wide world goes through all of that. Yeah, it's just how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be happy? How bad do you want to find peace? How bad do you want to feel good? How bad do you want, you know, your relationships to prosper, your life to prosper, you know? How bad do you want to succeed? Yeah, and there's so much different forms and versions of success. You know, my success is different. My vision and version of success is different from your version and vision of success. You know, some people want to just, their perspective of success is, I just want to run around in a field of daisies and I feel like I'm living my best life and I feel successful because that's my dream and that's what I want. And some people is like, you know what, I want to be a fucking billionaire and I want to own 5 mansions. And then some people is just like, you know, I want to help. Well, here's mine.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to help all the starving refugees, you know, in all the foreign countries. Like, that was one of my dreams. But, you know, somebody could look at that and be like, oh, that ain't shit, you know? Like, most people view, and I have this on my Instagram, like, most people view money, wealth, beauty, riches, and fame as being successful. Yeah. So yeah, I went on a tangent just now.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Because I think that true success is health and peace of mind and quality of relationships. And that's a really big reason why I follow you and I have you on this podcast today, because I feel that you are living your true potential. You're living your best life. You're helping people transform their lives. You're keeping healthy. You're a positive role model for your kids. And you're also expressive with yourself, with your music, because a lot of people, they don't have that type of expression, because I believe that we're meant to like express ourselves in a way. And a lot of people can't get that energy out because they don't have that outlet. But since you have music, you have that other outlet to express yourself. And that's super beautiful. And
just to add to that, I think a lot of people have a hard time expressing themselves because we all can express ourselves, right? Everyone's so afraid to be vulnerable. because everybody cares what people think. So if we didn't care what people thought, a lot of us would be expressing ourselves. Yeah. So it's letting go of opinions of others, letting go of all of that shit, because that's really what holds everybody back. Because everybody wants to express how they're feeling without feeling rejected, without feeling like nobody cares. So we were talking about vulnerability and expressing ourselves. And, yeah.
Okay, so we got a little deep on the meditation and then the whys. So let's get back to
mental health. The
mental health. But yeah, let's get back to the business side. So when COVID hit, like you said, you've been doing Alpha Elite Fitness for 5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah.
So my goodness.
When COVID hit, like how did it affect your business and how did you adjust to the pandemic?
Oh man. Okay. So when COVID hit, I can honestly say it was one of the best things that happened for my business. I seen a lot of other gyms, fitness coaches, anybody that worked with people one-on-one, they all suffered. And they kind of panicked because they're like, oh my gosh, if I can't see them, how can I help them? If I can't have this open, how can I, And for me, it was just literally, I'm always like, okay, I'm not going to dwell. Solutions. Amen. Like, I need solutions. What are we going to do? I don't know how to work a damn Zoom. I don't know. How am I going to connect with my, I don't know how to do none of this shit. So, but I was like, all right, here we go. Found the apps that I needed. And put all of my people on a platform where we can all connect together, like in a group. And then every day I made them, okay, this is what you need to do. Download Zoom. And I would be like, okay, bear with me. We are all learning this at the same time. Please be patient with me. And I really, straight up, I love my people. I really appreciate every single individual that has ever crossed my path and joined my program. They are just so kind-hearted and genuine and the most amazing individuals I have ever met in my life. And I'm so fortunate, to be able to work with people that trust me as their coach and support me. And I'm a crazy lady, and people that, look up to me as their life coach and their mentor. So every day, I mean, there'll be days I'd be like, oh my goodness, how come they can't hear me? Oh my goodness, like the internet connection ain't working. Oh my goodness. And then eventually, once I got the hang of it, because it was not easy. It's like, how do you connect with 50 people over a screen? How do you watch form with that many people over a damn screen? I have to slide. I have to do this. I have to do that. Like everybody's gonna, and then I had the negative thoughts going through my head. Like, all of my clients, they're going to be bored. The energy is different. Like we can't feed off of each other. And once I got all of that out of my head, and I was just like, you know what? We got to do what we got to do. And the people, if I lose, we're speaking straight business, okay? If I lose those people, it's okay, because there's a lot of people that are looking for online fitness coaches because they don't have time to leave the house. They don't have this, they don't have that. So eventually I started getting the people that wanted online. And eventually I started getting people from Las Vegas and people from California and people from all across the States. Then next thing you know, I have like 70 people on the Zoom. And it was just amazing, all because I didn't give up. Did I want to? Because it was very stressful and I didn't know I didn't know what I was doing, but fake the funk, yeah? Show up, show out, fake it till you make it, yeah? I mean, I know what I'm doing, but still there's all those, my fears that I had in the back of my head. And then I seen other coaches, they tried to do it and then they would give up because it was too hard. And I was like, okay, I just got to keep going. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. The next thing you know, I'm running the biggest online boot camp in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And not just for, well, I started, first I did like a free quarantine boot camp for 2 months. And then from there, I transitioned everybody into my real 12-week program. And then from there, once things started opening up, and once we could go back outdoors, I started running online virtual boot camps and my live boot camps at the same time. So that's what I do. I run Zoom at the park on my laptop so they can see everyone. So I'm running 2 boot camps at the same time. So
that's major.
It's amazing. COVID, like I said, COVID definitely tested me as a businesswoman and as a coach. And I would like to say that I'm pretty stoked that I was able to come out of all of that feeling like a fucking champ.
Yeah, you. I'm super happy for you. I'm super proud.
No, it was so scary. That's why, and you question yourself, you get down on yourself and you're like, fuck, I suck, like nobody's going to take me serious. Like, and you just gotta, once you let go of all of that shit and you're like, people wouldn't come if they didn't trust in you, and those that go, it's okay. You figure out what you did wrong, So I like to think that I did something right.
COVID tested you and you passed with flying colors, girl. Don't trip.
Thank you.
So how big is your how big is your student base right now? How many students do you have, including in person and online? And then also how many coaches are in your stable right now?
There is me, one coach. I am training one of my people to coach. She's been with me for a very long time. And I think I have the hardest time finding coaches, like people that care, like literally care about the individual, like care about their whole being, mentally, emotionally, not just physically. Because really the truth is, when a lot of trainers, just speaking from experience, a lot of trainers, when they help people, everything is about physical, they're not, but most people, when they're going to get help, it's not because they want to change physically. The truth is, sometimes they think it's what they want to change is physically. And then you start talking to them and you're like, oh, like, let me break it down for you real quick. What's going on is this. It's what's going on mentally. So I'm about to go off onto another tangent since I'm talking about that. I'm okay. But side note, and I'll come back to what we were talking about. How many people? Okay. Before anybody starts my program, I have them write a letter. It's called A Letter to Yourself. And it has really nothing to do with fitness. Eventually it will all make sense and all the pieces will come together. And everybody comes to my program and they write a letter about themselves. And I have a series of questions that they answer, and I make them sit down and write their heart out. And I really, these questions really make them take a deep look at who they are and where they are at in their life at this very moment. And I can honestly say that is the main reason why my program has been successful, is because those questions and that letter forces them to take accountability for why they are at where they are in their lives at the moment. So they cannot put the blame on anybody else but themselves, and so that they can see exactly what is going on. Nobody takes time to sit and look at themselves in the mirror because it hurts and it's ugly. Yeah. But once we do that and we're able to peel back the layers and be like, oh, okay, let me work on that. Oh, let me work on that, and we write down all the shit we hate about ourselves. We write down all the shit we love about ourselves. We write down how we view ourselves. We write down how we want to view ourselves. We write down every single obstacle and struggle that we're going through in our life that's holding us back from being happy and living our best life. And then we write out our dream life and what we want our dream life to look. And then we write down our reason why. Why is it so important? Then I make them write down tell me a backstory about their life growing up, why they are the way they are. Because a lot of us, we are where we're at, you know, whether it's overweight, lazy, not happy, depressed, anxiety, no motivation, is because of the things that we've been through when we were younger that we didn't heal from. And some of us don't even know that. Like, we don't know what triggers that. We don't know why we are the way we are. And it's because we never take time to peel back the layers. And a lot of that needs to be taught to people. People don't know to do that, so it's not their fault. So with my program, for me, I think that's what matters the most, more than the physical. And the physical is just, I don't know if you ever seen some of my programming. It's absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Any professional athlete or fighter or can come into one of my workouts and they will be like, what the fuck? You guys are doing 1,000 squats today. There's no fucking way I can do that. So I create these workouts that people think like, there's no way I can do that. No way. There's absolutely no way. From a beginner that has never worked out before to a super freak athlete. And the goal is, I don't give them an option. The only option is to get it done. No matter if we're crying, no matter what. Okay. And I'm not that crazy coach that's like, come on. It's like, I'm there. I'll do it with them. I'll hurt with them. I will cry with them. And then after class, they're like, oh my gosh, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I could do that. Then they start incorporating that in their real life. All those dreams that you wrote down, nobody ever chases them because they feel it's impossible. It's too late. I have kids. You know, there's this going on in my life. I don't have enough money. It's just, there's no way. And then the more they come to class and the more they do these workouts that they think are impossible, just like out in the real world, they think all these things are impossible. Their mind starts shifting and they start being like, hey, maybe I can. I did that. If I can do that, I can do this. The goal is to make it seem easy, because it really is easy if you want it. Yeah, it's that simple. Just a decision. There's a thin line of yes or no. Am I going to do it or not? You know, and putting in the work to do it.
That's powerful. They're breaking these barriers, these physical barriers in your workout, and then applying that concept to their own life and breaking through mental barriers that they probably never even realized were there until you.
No, exactly. And then understanding that fear, it's real and it's always there. And I forgot where I got this from, but they say a lot of people don't do things because of fear. Yeah. Because it's going to hurt, because what are people going to say? But once you acknowledge that fear is always there, like it's your best friend, say you're driving a car, you put fear in the passenger seat, you buckle it up and you say, I see you, but this is my journey and I need to get to my destination. And you're in control. You're in control of the wheel. Yeah. But hey, I see you. I acknowledge that, you know, I'm afraid, but I am still have the power. I am still in control.
Beautiful. So, I heard this tale. I think it was like a Native American Indian tale, and they talk about like it's a father telling his son, "Hey son, there are two wolves that live inside of you, an evil one and a good one." And then the son asks the father, "Well, which one wins?" Like because he said they're living inside of you and they're always in constant battle. And the son asks, well, which one wins? And the father says, the one that you feed. So it's, are you feeding that the good side that's telling you can do this, the love yourself and confidence, or are you feeding the fear that's inside of you? And that's just like a constant decision that we have to make, like with every moment of our lives. And you're teaching that, and that's beautiful. I love it.
That's the goal. So back to the question, how many people do I have in my program right now? About 70 total. Does everybody show up for class? No, I think it's just COVID is kind of a weird thing right now. So it's but I have 70 people a part of my program. I can say that this is one of my smallest classes right now. I have trained up to 100 plus people in one time, just me, myself, and I. And the goal is to get back there. And how many online people do I have? I mean, I work with a bunch of people. Sometimes it's like, oh, where am I? You know, I'm like, oh, where am I? I'm sorry. I always tell everyone, don't take it personal. I'm like, I love you. I know you messaged me. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I promise I'm going to get back to you. Don't take it personal, because you're not the only one messaging me at the same time. I got 50 other people sending me the same question, you know? So, yeah, that's why now I'm trying to find coaches. So I'm able to give myself to everyone, you know?
Like
equally.
there's only so much, like, because you have so much that you can give, but your influence can only go so far as yourself. So it's good that you're training other people to help you spread this positive influence and this message that you have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we can't do it alone, especially when you already have that many people.
We can't do it alone. We cannot.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
It does make the dream work.
So let's get into like your daily, or no. I want to go stick with the business thing. So you're an athlete, you were a coach and all that, but there's also marketing and advertisement that's involved. And that's a whole nother field that you probably have to introduce yourself to. So how do you market and advertise your program for all the other business owners out there?
Okay, let's just say this real quick. Never went to business school ever in my life. Never took a business class ever in my life. And I can say this, for those of you that have never done that and you are trying to start a business, it is possible. You do not need to go to business school to make shit happen, okay? Common sense. Number one, you need, the number one thing you need is you need to be personable when it comes to business, okay? You need to be able to connect with your audience, with your people, with everyone. You need to be compassionate and understanding. And when you have those two things down, like those two things right there is what will bring in your people. Yeah, whoever it is that you're trying to market to. Next. So I market everything through social media, straight up. Instagram. That's about it. Facebook, but I haven't been that active on Facebook because, like I said, there is only one of me and I'm running an entire business, from programming my workouts, from answering every single DM, text message, email, telephone call that comes through from hundreds and hundreds of people every day, and advertising all over social media and trying to be active on my social media. And all of that is being ran by me, and sitting down with everyone and reading their letters, and letters go from 1 page to 20 pages. It's absolute madness. And that's why we need a team. But marketing, I do everything. Yeah, I just do everything on social media, honestly. And I keep it real with my audience. And I let them know that I am a real person. Yeah, and I guess you can say I try not to be so corporate, because fitness industry, you don't want so corporate, especially if you're trying to help people. You want them to feel comfortable. So I don't know if you looked at my social media. It's very, it's not like there's not one theme to it, except my quotes down the middle. But if you looked at all the other fitness pages, it's like very, the color scheme is so nice, all of that stuff.
And yours is nice.
I need to be better on my social media. I need to be better at marketing. Basically, honestly, the best marketing is sell yourself, be honest with who you are, and connect with your audience.
I agree with that 100%. Perhaps though you might, now that you're at this level of your business where it's so successful, maybe you might want to consider hiring someone to handle your messages and to make your social posts, just to make your life a little easier, outsource a little bit.
I just did that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I just did that.
So
my business line, it's the best, not the best feeling. Like, it's not on me. So I'm just excited because I found somebody that's me, that can talk and respond like me.
Yeah.
Genuinely and authentic. Not so businessy, not so, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. That scares people away.
Yeah.
It's I want them to feel at home,
Like you said, personable, like a real person, right? Someone who actually cares.
That actually cares.
Yeah, that's huge. And I love the fact that you get to the core of people, because I feel like the physical aesthetic part should just be a side effect of your mental health, and be a side effect of your lifestyle, which is just living your best life, right?
Yeah. So for example, I guess, like when people sell fitness, it's very, how much money do you spend at Starbucks? All that money that you've been spending at Starbucks, you could use it on a gym membership. Like a lot of people use that term, like, and to me, I hate that shit when people say that. I mean, it's true, but not everybody wants to hear that, because now you're sounding like you just want my money and you're trying to sell me.
True.
Yeah, so I don't sell like that. If we're talking straight business, that is not the way I sell. Yeah.
And you don't promote physical transformations, you promote complete transformation.
Yeah. Yes. I think the way you sell yourself and the way you sell is by don't even make it about yourself, make it about the other person. Straight up.
Would you mind sharing one transformation story from one of your students? You don't have to say any names, but just something that really sticks with you that you were able to help and unlock from one of your clients.
I'm like, oh my goodness, where do I begin?
Just one. The best.
There's so many. Okay, one. There's this one woman. Super inspiring. She came in and she wasn't in the best physical shape. Especially compared to everybody else, and it's very hard for people to be in a group setting, because they're comparing themselves to others, especially like, I always tell everybody, it's never a competition, like say we're doing a run, and, everybody judges themselves based on what place they came in. Yeah, there's no such thing as place, placement. But the way the human brain works, no matter what, you're always like, I'm the last one, like, so this woman, like, she would always, no matter what, she would always be the last one in the group. And I can say she was almost 300 pounds. Okay. She would show up to class every single day, show up to my beach workouts that I have every morning, running in the sand, and never, ever complained. Like, ever fucking complained. And then you got everybody that's so much more capable of doing these movements and doing these exercises, and they're over there bitching and complaining, right? I mean, they're getting the damn thing done, but to see an individual push past all her barriers and her fear and her insecurities, and to see her show up every single day and cry through the workouts and not give up is like one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen in my life. Even I made me take a look at myself, like, cause fuck, man, I bitch and complain. I ain't gonna lie, you know. And sometimes I'm like, why am I bitching and complaining? There's someone that physically is like, they're kind of not capable to do some movements, and here they are still trying. She busted both of her knees, and we still figured out a way to get her to class and did everything core and upper body. Like, and she never gave up. You know, if I busted my knees, I'd be like, sorry guys, I'm out, man. You know, I'm kidding. I wouldn't be, but a lot of people would, you know. She stuck with me for a very long time. And she lost maybe about 100 pounds. And she looks great, fabulous. She's amazing. So I can say that is one of the best physical, there's so many physical transformations. Like, that was just very inspiring for me to see someone that's not really physically capable to do these things, and just how strong their mindset is. And if you put your mind to anything, you know, possibilities are endless. Yeah. And yeah.
Totally. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So what is some wisdom for the females out there, as far as like, if they want to live their best lives, or if they want to start a business, or if they want to get fit, like, what is some wisdom you can offer to the females out there, or just people in general, based off of how, like, what you've been learning throughout your life so far?
Yes, I was just about to say that. Say, I'm all about male, female, everyone. Yeah. Because I know men suffer and struggle and have the same thoughts as females, you know. So to everyone out there, the truth is, just don't give up. Yeah. And don't feed into your fears and that negative mindset, and be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful who you invest your time with. A lot of people are energy sucking vampires, and they want to keep you down, and they want to keep you at their level. Sometimes it's your friends, sometimes it's your family members, and you cannot be afraid to cut them out of your life, no matter how bad it hurts. Yeah. Because the people you want in your life is the people that want to see you succeed and want to grow with you, you know. A lot of people were so attached to the opinions of others. We're so attached to just individuals that we would rather risk our whole life and throw away everything we want in life just to make somebody else happy. And we live feeling incomplete because, oh, they're going to be, yeah, it's just very interesting. And I know there are many of us, 90% of the population, that live like that. I can say, you know, sometimes I feel that way, you know. It's just like, fuck, I don't want to make them mad. Or what if they say something, you know, if I do it, they're going to think I'm better than them. You know, if I don't do it, then I'm going to feel shitty. Like, it's just so interesting the way the human mind works. So who you surround yourself with is very important. And you have to be strong enough to cut those out, that, you know, those who don't want to see you succeed. People have to learn to not take things personal. You know, everybody is trying to get somewhere in life. Yeah, and don't take things personal. You know, be open to constructive criticism when you want to get somewhere. My thing, let me just tell you, I have a hard time. I am open to constructive criticism only from people that have tried. If you have never tried and you have an opinion, you can go shove that opinion up your ass, okay? Because you are just trying to act like you know it all, but you've never tried. So don't come talk to me. And I'm super serious about that shit. Like, it irritates the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for swearing.
It's all good.
But, and always seek for help, ask for help. Don't be prideful.
Hey.
You know, you cannot do it on your own. And just, of course, you know, you have to believe, and you have to be able to, what is that word that I'm trying to say? You have to be able to bounce back from setbacks, you know, from things are going to happen. And you have to be able to dust yourself off and get the fuck up and just keep moving forward, figure out solutions. Do not dwell on what happened. Keep figuring out a solution. And if that solution didn't work, try another one. They usually say when you start a business, most people only last 2 years. And then they're done because they can't make it. Like, it's 2 years done, max. And I remember when I hit my 2-year marker and I was like, oh shit, this is what they're talking about. This is when shit starts hitting the fan, and it's my 2-year and shit is going down the hill right now. How the fuck am I going to get out of this? If you don't give up, and here I am 5 years later, you know, you don't give up and you keep pushing forward and keep looking for solutions and keep searching for help and seeking answers, and every day trying to improve yourself and better yourself. And it's about making sacrifices, you know, sacrifice that night out, sacrifice the drinking, sacrifice the shitty foods, you know, and like resisting temptation. Like those two things, sacrifice, resisting temptations, you know, those two things are gonna get you forward in life. Because the truth is, we're not really missing out on much, you know. Next thing you know, we're gonna be 50 years old and we're like, fuck, what do we do with our lives? And you sit there living in regret. And that's the last thing I ever want, because I know what it's like to throw things away that still kind of hurt, you know. Not gonna lie. Do I dwell on it? No. Do I use it as fuel and fire to keep me going? Yes. Because I don't ever want to feel like a quitter again. Yeah. And it's okay to quit. I mean, that's life. People quit, you learn from it, and you know, you use that as
motivation, fuel.
As motivation, as fuel. Exactly.
You said something really powerful earlier. Don't be afraid to cut people out of your life, even if it's friend or family, if you feel that they are sapping energy from you, because you said that there are too many people who are living under the expectations of others and not fulfilling what it is that they really want within themselves just to make other people happy. And the reason for this podcast is to get people out of that mindset and stop living for other people and really live for themselves and really unlock their true potential. Because people like us who are living our passion and spreading that passion onto others and then motivating, inspiring others to do the same, I feel that everyone has that capability to do it in their own medium. And I just want to help people unlock that and find out what it is for them and cultivate and grow that greatness that's within them, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And if everybody loved themselves and everybody felt good about themselves and everybody was succeeding their version of success, you know how happy this fucking world would be? It would be a great, happy place, you know, because nobody's feeling like a loser. Okay. You only feel like a loser when you know you're not doing enough. That is facts. Let me just say, when I know I'm not doing good and I'm not living up to par, sorry. I feel like a loser because I know I can do better. Be honest with yourself. Stop telling yourself you're awesome when you're not. Okay? I'm being serious. Like, stop being like, I'm so awesome when you're not. Okay? We need to be honest with ourselves, you know, so we can get to where it is that you want to be. You know, you want to be happy, be honest with yourself. Yeah, peel back the layers and put in the work. Stay up late if you got to stay up late. Sometimes you do have to sacrifice sleep. Even though sleep is very important, just business-wise. I know Kuni has that as one of his top things. Sleep is very important.
Oh, did you listen to my pilot episode?
I listened to it. But I can say when I first was starting my business, I would run off of 3 hours of sleep. But now I am able to sleep as much as I like.
Hey.
You know, not as much as I like, but I am able to sleep the amount needed, you know. So
how many hours of sleep do you make sure to get a night? At least, minimum.
You know, my goal, does it ever happen? No. They say from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning is when you get your best sleep, guys. So I'm trying to practice that. 10 to 2. And then I take cat naps.
Interesting. Cat naps in the middle of the day for like what, 30, 45 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
No, because I mean, I'm trying to promote healthy lifestyles, you know?
2 hours? Just kidding.
Well, I'm trying to promote healthy lifestyles. And there are people who like you who don't have enough time to sleep 7 to 8 hours. So maybe if they sleep 5 hours.
No, yeah, so it's
and
true.
Then get like a nap in.
Hey, you want to know what it is when it comes to sleep? When you're so passionate about what you're doing and you love life, sometimes it's very hard to sleep. And I can honestly fucking say that. And my energy is so high level that I could be running off of 3 hours of sleep and that is enough for me. And I'm not even like joking. Like I'm serious and it's crazy because I absolutely love what I do. Or like, I'm so excited. Okay, how am I going to build this next program? You know, like I have to stay up. Like that's how I feel. And I don't even do drugs. Okay. Like, of course not. But sleep is very important. Sleep is very important. You don't want to run yourself to the ground. But at the same time, when you're trying to get to places, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice it only for a little while. So you can get what you need to get done. And then, you know, you get back on track. Okay. Back to my sleep. Okay. Sorry. I know.
I think that's definitely something we need to be more honest with ourselves as well. Because if we're not honest and aware, mindful of how much sleep that we get, because we can be excited, but then it's going to catch up to us eventually, you know?
It is going to catch up to us eventually. But now, like I said, I definitely sleep. But when you're first starting a business, sometimes that is, just speaking business-wise, that is something that you have to sacrifice.
Understandable. And that's good. So people are aware of that once they get into this journey and they don't just give up once the first time they have to sacrifice.
Yeah, they're like, no, exactly. They're like, what? I have to stay up? Like, no, you have to stay up. You know, you need to get that done, you know?
So you heard my pilot. So you heard me talk about my 7 pillars of optimal health.
Yes, I thought it was great.
Yeah. So do you do any breath training, like breath work?
I need to.
I can enlighten you real quick. I've been reading this book called The Oxygen Advantage.
Okay.
And he talks about the power of nasal breathing. And he said that the problem with current society is that everyone is overbreathing, meaning that they are exhaling too much carbon dioxide. So you know how we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, right?
Yes.
If we are constantly breathing out through our mouth all day or snoring, then we are removing the carbon dioxide gas levels in our blood. And the lower the carbon dioxide levels are in our blood, the less oxygen is able to get to our muscles and our organs. And also, if the carbon dioxide levels are low, the blood vessels will constrict, which will not allow the oxygen to flow to the organs, the muscles, the tissue, everywhere it needs to go. So when you're doing things like this, when you're coaching, when you're doing a lot of talking, try to come back to your breath and make sure that you allow the carbon dioxide levels to regather back in your body to allow for opening of the blood vessels and oxygenation of the brain, muscles, and tissue. So it's just something to be aware about.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah.
And I really love your number 2, mindfulness. I was all about that because mindfulness goes off into everything, like respect, like just everything. And like, so mindfulness was I was like, yeah, mindfulness. I need to drink more water.
Come on, girl. Hydration is crucial. If you're not
I drink water, but I can say I need to drink more water, and I'm a coach, you know?
Yeah. Well, at least you're honest. It's all good.
I am honest. I need to drink more water, guys. I don't even drink. It's just sometimes you get so busy and I'm like, damn, I didn't drink water. So I do have my little tricks that I do. First thing I do, I wake up in the morning. I leave a cup in the bathroom. I drink sink water. I don't care. It's Hawaii. Boom. Chug like a whole big glass of water. And that forces me to use the bathroom. So every time I have to pee, I drink another big glass of water. So that is my drinking water trick for everybody that needs help drinking water.
Nice. I'll share mine.
Every time. Okay, go ahead.
A water bottle like this, and then I try to finish it. And then I know that after training, this is going to be empty. So I think of it like, okay, my body's probably really dehydrated right now. So I got to refill this back up and get it back into my body. So get yourself a big water bottle and try to fill this up as many times throughout the day as possible to stay properly hydrated.
Perfect.
Okay, what about your nutrition? What does optimal nutrition look like for Kahea? Like, how do you eat?
I actually eat very clean. No processed meats, absolutely no fast food. I'm not really a sugar girl. So I don't really eat sweets except fresh fruits. I try to eat some type of greens every meal. I don't use table salt. I cook with only olive oil and coconut oil.
So tropical.
So tropical. The truth is we all know what's bad for us and what's good for us. And yes, we live in a society where, you know, even the healthy things are bad. I guess you can say I try to live a very realistic lifestyle when it comes to my nutrition. I don't count calories. I don't weigh my food. I don't do any of that because it's not realistic. We don't got time for that. Yeah, we have families we need to feed, children we need to feed. So when it comes to my nutrition, I keep it basic. Greens, at least 3 times a day, and fruits rather than processed sugars and stuff. And my protein, I keep it simple. Chicken and fish. Every now and then I'll do a steak.
Hey, if you guys are listening to this podcast and you haven't seen Kahea's IG and what her body looks like, you better go check it out because she's preaching she's preaching some truth, and that body, that don't lie. So you prioritize your macronutrients. So you make sure you always have a protein source. You always have greens. What is your carb source usually? What do you eat? Like rice, bread, potatoes?
I'm addicted to noodles.
It's all good.
But I eat quinoa, brown rice, jasmine white rice, bread. I love carbs. But I restrict myself from them. I try not to eat so much carbs at night because I don't want to sleep on it. I mean, that's what I teach my clientele. And I do a lot of healthy carbs, you know, oats. So I don't ever feel bad. Oats in the morning, brown rice.
You know, I don't think there's much of a correlation between eating late at night and fat gain. Because from what I learned, the body is always in a constant state of either muscle protein synthesis or muscle protein breakdown. So if in the middle of the night we feel hungry, that's our body telling us like, hey, you need to get something in the system so that we can keep the muscle protein synthesis going. And if you miss that meal, then your body's going to start breaking down the muscle to get the energy to keep the blood sugar stable. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't feel too guilty about eating at night, just as long as you're not like binging on.
Simon, ramen is my weakness. I ain't gonna lie. That is my guilty pleasure. Okay.
Or guilty pleasure.
I love ramen. I love noodles. I love pasta. Goodness, you name it. Every type of noodle you can think of, I want it in my belly. Yep.
Nice. All good. All right. Lastly, what are your future plans for your business?
Oh my goodness. Right after I get off the phone with you, I have to jump on a business call because I have something huge in the works. The goal is to go international and worldwide and just have everyone a part of Alpha Elite Fitness and just help everyone thrive in their life. And I just want everybody to be happy and everybody to feel, say hi, son, fulfilled, you know? And I want everybody to be healed from whatever they need to heal from. And I don't want to just be here in Hawaii. I want to be a Tony Robbins, okay? I want to be able to put on empowerment seminars across everywhere, the country, the world. So right after I get off this podcast with you, this call, I'm actually going to be sitting down with some people that I will be working with to kind of make that happen. And expand Alpha Elite Fitness across the globe.
Nice. Global influencer. That's what's up. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to do seminars and stuff, you could start your own podcast and just run it on your own schedule and just do motivational talks like this, talk empowerment.
You know what? I think I'm a great guest. I think I need another person there with me.
I'm sure you could think of somebody.
Like a co-host.
I think you could think of somebody who you can vibe with, who you can bounce that kind of energy off of with the same. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think you could think of somebody. Yeah. All right. Well,
because I need questions being asked.
Well, that's something you got to learn how to do as well. Because like being a good interviewer and learning how to ask the right questions and listen to your guests and really being able to connect, that's a whole other skill. But I believe that translates into real world. You know, when you're working with people one-on-one. So
yeah,
skill to pick up. But I have so many other questions, but I don't want to steal any more of your time. Kahea, let's just plug your social medias or any businesses that you want, and we can wrap this up. So any social medias you want to plug?
Okay, so my Instagram is xo.cherae. So xo.cherae. And my fitness Instagram is alpha, ALPHA elite, ELITE.fitness, FITNESS.
All right. So if you guys are listening to this and you want to take a transformation class or program with Coach Cherae, go ahead and hit her up on social medias. Kahea, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. We had a great conversation, and I hope everybody that listened gets inspired and learned something from this today.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Hope to connect with you guys soon.
All right. This is me, Kuni Munsayak, signing out. Aloha. Mahalo for listening to another episode of Friday Night Kunani Patrol. Feel free to follow my journey at Kunani Patrol on Instagram and Mikuni Munsayak on Facebook. Also, be sure to click that like button, comment at least one thing that you learned from this episode, and share this episode with at least one person. Lastly, if you wish to support my journey, click on the Ko-Fi link in the podcast description. All donations will go towards creating more content to help you all live your best lives. I am Mikuni Munsayak, signing out. Aloha. Friday night, Kunani Patrol.